Hi, I'm Samantha Darling. My channel is Samantha Darling Speaks, and this is my first live chat on YouTube. And I will start off by telling you that I am a highly sensitive person. I love to speak, I love to chat, I love to teach, and I am full of endless amounts of wisdom. But what I am doing is learning new things and walking into fear right now by going live on YouTube and talking basically to myself or to some, to some secret avatar somewhere. But I am here to help you. I am here to help you connect to yourself. I'm here to help you be emotionally stable. I am here to help you navigate life with grace and strength. One of my favorite quotes that I have written, I am also a writer, I've written 2 books, is we cannot stop the waves of life from crashing down on the shores of our souls, but we can learn to ride them with grace and strength. And that's what I'm here to do for myself and for you. And so I just wanted to pop on really quick today and do a quick question and answer. And so I have a few questions here that people have asked me this week, and I'm going to choose one of them and talk about it. And let's see. Oh, this one's good. Okay, this one comes from, I live in New Orleans, and this one comes from a local girl that I just met. Well, she's not local, but she's local. She lives here. It doesn't matter. But this one comes from a girl that I just met who is just lovely, and she is struggling with work. She's struggling with her bank account. She's struggling with finances, and she is looking for job opportunities and working here, working there, and trying to put together finances to sustain her life, as many of us are. So what she asked me is, I don't know where my paycheck is coming from next. What can I do to stay calm? And you know what? Even though I have worked really, really hard my whole life and always been very blessed, I actually recently experienced this very same situation. And so I know exactly what she's feeling. I know the fear that we experience when we don't know where our next paycheck is going to come from. I know the anxiety that we have. I know the sleepless nights. I know the butterflies in the stomach that make it hard to eat. I know the frustration. I know the anger. I know the bitterness. I know the jealousy. Why does this person have it so easy? Why is it hard for me? I know all of these feelings. I have experienced them many, many times in my life, and most recently, I had my finances taken from me. I went from being very financially abundant to basically living out my worst fear and having everything taken from me and being homeless and broke. And so I know how to answer this question because, and it's funny because I had lived many, many years in a spiritual journey, working with myself every day, working with the tools every day, making a gratitude list every morning, thinking about what I was grateful for every night, and really believing, that I was a grateful person, believing that I was emotionally stable. And then everything got taken away, and I realized that I knew gratitude in my mind, but I didn't know it in my soul. And that is actually the first step. The first step to remaining calm, well, it's one of 2 steps. Let me say it that way. These 2 things I'm about to tell you, they're equal things. Like when we talk about being grounded, we have 1 foot here, 1 foot here. So we're gonna talk about gratitude, and then I'll get to the next thing. So the first thing you want to do is take a look at your situation. Where are you, right? Are you in a home? Do you have access to water? Do you have access to food? It might not be all the food that you want, but do you have enough for right now in this present moment? Look at what you have. Do you have clothes? Do you have a roof? Do you have cool air? Do you have friends to talk to? Do you have family to support you? Do you know, and I'm just going off on things because some of us are going to have some of these things and some of us are not going to have some of these things, and we'll have other things. So look around and find what you do have that you can be grateful for, and really, really, really lean into that, because the key to manifestation is gratitude, right? And so if we're worrying about where our next paycheck is coming from, we're most likely trying to manifest ourselves a good, stable income. So the first thing to do, as I said, is gratitude. The next thing to do, which is very, very, very important and also free, which is super amazing, is grounding. Grounding equals emotional stability. Let's say that again. Grounding equals emotional stability. Now, you may or may not have heard of grounding. Some people call it earthing. But what grounding is when you connect yourself to the earth, to ground yourself, to lower your energetic temperature, to create stability in your physical sense, right? And when we do that, creating the stability in our physical body, it creates a stability in our emotional body, right? Because whatever happens to our physical body happens to our emotional body, and vice versa. They are two halves of the same thing, right? So how do we ground? Well, the first thing we can do is very easy. We can go outside and put our feet on the ground, right? Bare feet to grass, bare feet to earth. We can also put our feet in water, in lakes and rivers and streams, the ocean. If you don't have any access to that, you can take a salt bath. You can take an Epsom salt bath. That is extremely grounding and also secondarily beneficial to, it will help you to cleanse all the anxiety and the fear and let that out of your body. Other ways that you can ground your body that are really easy is by washing your hands with just water. Now, when you do it, go really, really slowly and let the water run all over your hands and go like in and out like this, and let the water run up your arms and down your arms, and watch it run through your fingers, and close your eyes and just let you and the water be together and grounding. And remember that water is from the earth, right? So it's like you're getting a hug from Mother Earth. Oh, you could get a hug. You can hug yourself. That is very grounding. You can get a hug from a friend. You can hug yourself. Another trick that you can do for grounding is you can touch a plant, right? Hug a tree, right? We've all heard of that. Go hug a tree. Well, that's because it actually works. And hugging a tree is also very energetically balancing, and you might feel silly, but it feels really, really good. And if you don't want to do that, you can touch the leaf of a tree or a flower or anything like that, nice and gentle, because if you think about that, that's like holding hands with Mother Earth, right? So you can put your feet on the ground, you can get into water, you can take an Epsom salt bath. Ooh, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot this one. You can take some big, deep breaths. That's very grounding. So what you'll want to do is, you could just take them, right? But if you want them to really, really, really work, I'm going to give you a little trick. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and then breathe in through your nose like this. And then when you release, let it out through your mouth like this. In through your nose. And then give it a pause for about 3 to 4 seconds. Now, you don't have to be so dramatic about it. I was doing that for effect. But that deep breath like that can be done anywhere. It can be done in the line at the post office. It can be done in your car when you're driving. It can be done when your children are speaking. It can be done when there's trucks going by and shaking your whole house. It can be done when the lady at the grocery store in front of you is going too slow. It basically can be done anywhere, right? So grounding creates emotional stability, and we have that. Take that deep breath in. What I love the most about that one is, or why I love that one the most, is because I feel, and maybe you might too, let me know in the comments if you do, when I do that breath and I put my tongue on the roof of my mouth, and I'm actually pulling the air in like through the back of my throat, right? It sounds like a little, a child, a baby snoring, right? It should make a little noise. I don't know if you can hear that, but when you release it. But you can do that nice and gentle like this. It's so good. And when I do that, I feel like the breath goes right in and straight to my heart. I feel like it does. Let me know if it does for you. And if not, maybe keep going and trying again. But I do remember the first time that I was taught that breath by a yoga teacher in Ubud, Mark Whitwell. He is from New Zealand, but I learned it in Bali. My very first yoga for beginners class with him. And then I ended up taking yoga teacher training with him. So that's another story for another day. But the first time that I did that breath, I immediately felt connected to myself, and my entire world shifted because I had never ever felt that connection to self before. So it was like massive, right? So the breath, water, earth. Oh, another thing you can do, because if you want to think about it, you want to bring in all the elements of earth. You can also bring in air, right? And go outside and just be outside. That's very grounding. And just notice the breeze and notice the air. And also you can use fire, right? Candles, fire pits are really good. That's why we love fire. It's very grounding. And when you're sitting there by the fire, when you're sitting, or you can use a candle, you can use fire, you can, well, both candle is fire, but you can use any version of fire that you can get your hands on, right? I wouldn't imagine that a lighter might, I don't know if a lighter would work. Maybe it would. But the point is, when you want to use fire to ground, you want to just look at the flames and allow the dancing of the flames to kind of take you into a light meditation. And then if you are by a fire, the smoke from it will naturally cleanse your energy as well. So anytime you want to create emotional stability within, you pull in the different elements of earth, water, air, fire, breath. Well, breath is air. Breath is air. Breath is air, you know, but is there anything else? There are many, many other things. Oh, you can play with your animals. You can play with your kids. Oh, you can like draw and color by yourself. That's very grounding. You can do art. You can sing. You can dance. You could talk to a friend. You can take a nap. That is grounding. But yeah, and so to summarize, the question that I was asked was, I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from. What can I do to be calm? Gratitude, grounding. These are the pillars of emotional stability. Gratitude, grounding. These are the pillars of emotional stability. This should be my thumbnail for this. Okay, so I just want to do a little quick video today, and so that's what we're going to get into for the day. Please leave your comments below. Ask me if you have any more questions. I do really well responding to questions, so ask me anything, anytime. And check out my website, SamanthaJonesDarling.com. I've got some ways that we can connect. I've got some ways that I can serve you. And I hope that this video served you today and that you get to stay emotionally stable and lean into the gratitude of the life that you have. Good luck out there, everybody. Bye.